Dream Weddings is brought to you by Doubletree Resort by Hilton Lancaster and the Pandora Store at Park City Center. If you've ever seen the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you may wonder, are Greek weddings really that extravagant? Well, we wanted to find out ourselves. Coming right up on today's episode of Dream Weddings. This is our first Greek wedding. Oops, sorry. What makes a dream wedding? Some brides think that dream weddings only happen in big cities or exotic beach locations. But that's not true. Dream weddings happen every weekend in small towns all over America. It takes good planning, attention to detail, and having your very own dream team in place. Stay tuned and I'll show you how it's done. So, since we started Dream Weddings, we had Catholic, Protestant, non-denominational, and Jewish weddings, and even an Indian wedding. But we never had the big fat Greek wedding.
True.
Which is actually kind of odd because Lancaster has a pretty large Greek community. Guys, we finally got one. Check this out.
We first met each other in 2005 in Gulf, Greece, the island where our parents are from. Years later, she ended up back in Lancaster. The parents moved down, and it was at a New Year's Eve where we started talking and said, hey, remember back so many years, this and that? Yeah, that was you, that was me. And we pretty much hit it off from there.
We are getting married August 18th, 2013. And the ceremony is going to be at the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church in downtown Lancaster. The reception is at the Marriott in downtown Lancaster. What I picture our dream wedding to be like is having our friends and family all together at the same time in the same place, celebrating our marriage. It'll be mostly traditional Greek dances. Everyone will be on the dance floor the whole night, dancing, laughing, singing, having a good time.
It'll bring us all in closer together.
It'll be a big fat Greek wedding.
Big fat Greek wedding. Just like in the movie, but even bigger and more real.
Okay, so what do you think?
Oh, how can we not do it? What do we know about the wedding?
Okay, Tracy, it is the real deal. They have over 300 guests. It's definitely a bling-bling wedding. And it's at the Lancaster Marriott.
Well, we haven't done a wedding there yet.
I know.
That's an awesome venue.
We should do it. We surprised Chrysanthi and Teddy with help from our friends next door at Shoemaker.
I don't know if you're going to lock that door.
Hi. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Do you know why I'm here?
No.
Should we tell them?
Surprise!
Surprise! Reach.
Shut up.
Congratulations! Dream Weddings have selected you.
Martine. Get over here. Thank you.
You know how hard it was for me? So we've been planning this for weeks already, and we called Lisa and Julia from Shoemakers to say, hey, listen, can you help us out? Because we have this amazing couple that obviously we want to create their dream wedding. So get ready.
Yay.
Thank you. You're welcome. How are you feeling?
I have no idea. I'm like...
Coming up, it's time to plan a big fat Greek wedding. Visit our website to learn how you can have a dream wedding and even be on the show. This is the only Greek Orthodox church in Lancaster, and both of you attending here, but you didn't meet here, so you grew up in Lancaster.
Yes, I've been coming here for 32 years. She was still in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
And then a few years later, her family moved into the Lancaster area. From our social friends or our social clique and just other Greek families, we got together close that way.
And when did you start coming here?
About 6 years ago.
Okay. What can we expect from your wedding?
It'll be a traditional Greek Orthodox ceremony.
So there'll be the exchange of the crowns, which they do the 3 times. There'll be a ring exchange, which they do in 3 times as well. And then afterwards, we'll walk around the table 3 times with the priest.
So 3 times?
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
You're getting married on a Sunday. Is that typically the day to get married?
Saturday or Sunday, either.
Yeah, Sunday worked out best. We assumed the venue was, for the reception was gonna be the hardest thing to get to match, but first is the the church to make sure it's available, and then we find what dates match with the church outside the church.
When you have over 350 people on your guest list, finding a venue for all of them can be really challenging. The logical solution in Lancaster is the Marriott on Penn Square.
Lancaster Marriott first went under construction in 2007, and it wrapped up in 2009. We opened our doors to the public first on June 19th, 2009. What's really interesting about the space, too, is all of the doorways and all of the windows that were here in 1898 are still in the exact same spot in existence today.
So they made a lot of the changes inside,
Yes.
not a whole lot outside. They kept the
Absolutely.
facade, I'm assuming,
The
right?
facade was probably the most important part of this whole project. Rehabilitating the facade, maintaining it. As you know, it's the old Wattenshan building, and it's just a very recognizable piece in downtown Lancaster. We have 2 ballrooms here at the Marriott that are ideal for weddings. The ballroom where Chrysanthi and Teddy are going to have their wedding is just under 9,000 square feet, the Commonwealth Ballroom on the 2nd floor. And that can comfortably hold 350 people with a really big dance floor.
Okay, so tell me your vision. What are you doing in here?
I want a big dance floor.
Okay. And the dance floor, you want that in the middle?
In the middle.
Right about where we're at right now.
Okay. What are your colors?
Gunmetal gray and shades of pink, hot pink, light pink.
Okay, look at the flooring. The carpet is nice, but not for what you're doing. So what we need to do is dim the lights as much as possible. We needed to speak with Jennifer and Lisa Wood of Shoemaker to see what was possible with lighting and room layout.
Right now, we're scheduled to do some lighting behind, flanking the head table.
Okay.
And we were going to project the monogram, which I have in my photo, on the wall.
What color is it as of
Right now, we're just doing white.
Whites.
Yeah.
You have such an empty space in there, and we need to
Yeah.
definitely cover that, because I know earlier you were saying perhaps that we can put it on the dance floor. Everyone is going to be on the dance floor.
You're not gonna see it.
And you're not going to see it.
Now that the lights are dimmed, you can like really see it.
You also have digital, right, Lisa? Perhaps if they use the digital, if they have it available for that day, that can turn into a pink color.
The only issue is with this wall, because it's a dark wall, the white shows up so well on this dark wall,
okay.
whereas when you bleed pink into it, I would tend to think it might go away from her color palette. I could see using maybe a pink wash on the floor or something. You know, that might be a possibility.
Wow. These are really cool.
They're very cool, and what happens is we drop a light in the top that basically shoots down through, so you get that really neat.
Could that be in pink?
That could be in pink. If you have a wallpaper or anything, you have to always be conscious that lighting's gonna show up different, and it saturates into walls like that differently than it would a white wall.
Okay, so this is a blank slate that you have chosen so far. Everything comes from you guys, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like the round tables?
I do.
Greeks, Italian, Spanish, we know how it is. We love long tables, family-style tables. If we can just have at least 2 long tables, or perhaps some sporadically through the room to give it dimension. I don't want it to look like a polka-dotted room when you come in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you do have some square tables,
We
correct?
do. We can create more of a rectangular shaped table.
Rectangular, and we can leave it up to you. As you said earlier, every Greek wedding is in here, you know? So we want it to be unique and different, especially for a dream wedding. I want it here, perhaps. But it was clear from Chrysanthi that we needed to talk to her mom before making any major changes. That's even better because then she has the limits and So the last time we had a meeting, you weren't there, obviously, and I made a couple changes. We added square tables, okay? So I'm sure she told you.
Yes, she
So
did.
are you okay with that? How do you feel?
Oh, I'm okay with that, yeah.
This is a visual thing, obviously, rather than just having rounds. We wanted to add some square in there. And being Greek, I think it's beautiful, too, to have long tables and square. It's very European.
Yes, it is.
So are you okay with that, Antonia?
I'm okay with that.
Okay, good, good, good. Now, when it comes to the linens, you don't carry the square ones, correct?
No, we could use our round linens, but it wouldn't lay flat on the floor.
So you do have some linens for us,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yes. We'll use 2 longs on the what we call a king's table. It's a little wider than a long table, and then possibly using maybe a runner down the middle to break it up.
And we can fit how many people in there?
I think 12 is a really good number to go with.
One of the issues was finding a place for the favors and place cards.
They're actually from their kumbari.
Kumbari, they are
Witness. They're your witnesses. They have to buy the wedding crowns for the couple. That's a Greek tradition. The favors and the lambadas, which are the two big candles at the front of the altar. The favor that they chose is so mammoth in size. So Jenny and I came up with the idea of putting the place cards on them and having them on a table outside of the hall.
Oh my
You have
goodness.
150 of these.
All wrapped.
All right. Yeah, we had a wrapping party.
You guys wrap them?
Yes. And I made those flowers to put on top. There's 5 Jordan almond candies. You have to use an odd number, which is indivisible for the Jordan almonds. That's really significant in our religion, signifying that the couple is indivisible.
So I've seen you coming down with all these baskets. So I want to see what you have created so far. You have 2 of these. You have your hairspray, you have mint. Oh my God, look at the Kleenex in here. You have the Greek keys. Are you kidding? Okay, what's next?
Bubbles for outside of the church. Yeah, we just put a little bit of ribbon on them to, make them a little more fancy. Those are little cones that Stacey's gonna fill with rose petals for us. And I made those too.
These are just doilies.
It's just a paper doily rolled up. Very inexpensive, very easy to do.
Very creative. Very, very creative. I love learning from my brides and mother of the brides. Okay, so we have the programs. And once again, we see the K in there. Very elegant. This program have a lot of information in here.
It's all about the ceremony. It explains the ceremony for everyone.
That's never been to a Greek wedding before because it's very different than other weddings.
Okay, how different?
It's divided into different parts and each part has a meaning to it. We put it in writing so that people could read about it and understand why they put the crowns on the bride and groom and exchange them. The exchanging of the rings on the fingers, they have to cross them 3 times. Everything is done in 3s. So that's what all that describes.
Want to see the latest trends, inspirations, and local professionals? Pick up a Dream Weddings magazine at a store near you. Chrysanthi had visited House of Clarendon months earlier to choose her wedding cake. But a few weeks before the wedding, she and Teddy came in to do a tasting. Okay, let's look what you have chosen. Okay, I know we discussed about the pearls and about the quilting.
Yes.
More pearls, quilting, and more pearls with your bling bling. Correct?
Yes.
But now you're telling me that you want to change it around?
Yes.
That's perfect. It's natural. It happens all the time. So what are your ideas? Tell me, what are your thoughts?
These 3, I still like.
You like the pearls? Okay, this, this, and this.
Yep.
Okay. Are we still gonna go with 5 tiers?
I think I want to add the 2 flowers, the 2 layers of flowers.
Okay, so now it's 7 tiers.
Yeah.
Does your mom know about this?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, I promise.
What made you change your mind?
All the pictures you keep uploading on Facebook.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yes.
and then 2 pillars of flowers.
Flowers.
Okay, so all your flowers are gonna be here. Are they gonna be what color?
Mostly ivory, but I think I want to incorporate the silver into it now.
Okay. What do you want the 3rd tier to be?
You have a layer, it's the sparkly one.
The sugar crystals?
Yes.
Okay. So we can do this all sugar crystals and we put edible glitter in there.
Okay.
Okay? So we're gonna do your pearls in here. Strings of pearls, I call them. Fresh flowers again.
Yep.
Quilting. And what about this tier, the last one?
I think that when you take the fondant and you like ruffle it, drape it over.
Crinoline.
Is that, yes.
Do you still want your bling bling band?
Either bling bling or pearl, whatever you think's better. Is bling better because of the bling K at the top?
Oh,
That's your
do
opinion.
you have your topper?
I do.
Oh, wow. Yes, definitely we have to finish that with a band of the Swarovski crystals on the bottom.
Okay.
There it is.
Yay.
You're happy?
Yes, very.
What about you, Ted?
I'm just there to eat it, that's all.
And he did. I think he liked it.
We can do that.
Well, I didn't get through them all yet, but I'm working there.
Knowing how much Chrysanthi loved bling, I thought she would enjoy a gift from Pandora.
So excited.
These are all the new bangles, so it'll complement the one you already have, but it's the newest design.
This is one of my favorite ones. Look, bride and groom.
Oh, that's cute.
And they also have the wedding bell in here. I don't see any wedding cakes.
We do have a wedding cake.
They actually have a cupcake in here. How cool is that? Now, a lot of people think that Pandora is bracelets. Is that true?
It is, of course, we have bracelets, but we like to say a universe of jewelry. So we also have earrings, and of course, we have our necklaces. All Pandora is options and customization. You can do whatever you want. I say that's cheating if you buy a bracelet that's already put together.
Really?
Because that means you haven't put all the thought into it, and each piece doesn't mean something.
Do you have anything for males?
We do. We have our leather. This is Mandora.
It does look manly.
It is manly. So actually, this is for you, Martine.
Really?
It is.
I'm not the groom. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Before we knew it, it was wedding day. Time for the professionals to do their magic. We're here at this empty place. You only see tables and chairs. It takes a couple hours for the magic to happen. Obviously, we're missing the flowers, we're missing the utensils, the glassware, we're missing the cake, we're missing everything, lighting. But just wait, in a couple more hours, we're gonna see this room transform into her dream wedding. Even after all the pre-planning, we still made some last-minute changes to the room's layout. Okay, what I'm afraid of, this is gonna be on a riser. The chairs are gonna be here, and the heads are gonna be actually covering the bride and groom in the wedding party. Chrysanthi had an ice sculpture and a wedding cake sitting on small tables on either side of the head table. But with such a big room and so many people, I felt like they would get lost. I started working on another plan. And then the other one. So what I have decided is to actually bring the table in here because we have all this space for the ice carving, and then over there we're gonna do the cake table. That one simple change really transformed the look of the head table and made the perfect stage for the cake. When Stacia from Petals with Style arrived, she transformed the room with flowers, lots of roses.
3 different styles today. There's some tall arrangements, some low mercury glass arrangements, and the low design which we featured on the head table. And we're utilizing the girls' bouquets in between, so it'll have a really big impact. We're finishing off the tables with rose petals, so that just adds the pop of pink.
Stacia also let us know that rose petals will be featured at the church for a special surprise.
It was close to 2,000 roses that were used to create that. So I am very excited to see what the finished product looks like with all the guests in the church.
Coming up, it's time for our first Greek wedding. For most brides, getting dressed is half the fun. But it wasn't just the bride who had fun getting ready. It was a huge party for both Chrysanthi and Teddy. With a house full of people, including family and guests from Greece, and all the bridesmaids and decorations and flowers everywhere, there was no doubt that something big was happening at the Karpoussis household. And no one went hungry. Antonia made sure everyone had food, lots of it. Expecting more jewelry, Chrysanthi got a pretty big surprise from Teddy. The keys to a new car. Wow! As tradition dictates, Teddy's best man dressed them, while his family looked on and sang Greek songs. When Premier Limousine's trolley arrived, the groomsmen stocked it with more food and drinks for the ride to the church. The Greek Orthodox Church was filled with Chrysanthi and Teddy's family and friends. Stacia's rose petal surprise was spectacular. And finally, after all the preparation, planning, glitz, and glamour, it was time for the ceremony. We were glad for the descriptions of the service in the program, since much of it was in Greek. Since it was raining after the service, Antonio tried to get the guests to forego lining up outside the church, but they were having none of that. Balloons and bubbles and raindrops showered the couple on their first walk as husband and wife. Luckily for us, we had a little break to finish getting ready for the reception. The cake was huge, especially when placed on a high-top table and riser. We joked that Chrysanthi would need a ladder to cut it. We wanted to dim the overhead lights more to make the monogram pop, but we were concerned about having enough light for the cameras. So at the last minute, the Marriott's in-house engineer added more uplighting around the room to match the chandelier lighting.
This is much better.
Cocktail hour was in the lobby. Chef David prepared an enormous crudité and cheese display. Finally, it was time for my favorite part, unveiling the reception to the couple.
You're happy?
Yes.
Okay, are we ready to break some plates?
Yeah.
No, we're not. They're saying no. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Now we were ready to party. And boy, did the Greeks know how to party. The dancing never stopped. Every dance was a money dance. They needed a huge broom to sweep it all up. I love my first big fat Greek wedding. Wow, it seems to me that the movie wasn't that over the top. This was a big fat Greek wedding. I loved it and hope you did too. See you next time. Oppa! If you've ever seen the movie My Big Fat Greek My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you may wonder, relax. If you've ever seen the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, you may wonder, are big fat Greek weddings really big? Okay. You may wonder, okay, ready?